Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, yeah, I think everything is set up correctly. My sound seems to be good. Oh, I can like hear myself in the background. I guess that means I'm live. Alright, so nice to see everybody. How are you doing? Thanks for coming to my stream. We are, I'm going to be working on my forest floor rug, which I'll probably switch over to my other view here in a second to do that, but I'll say hello to everybody first. So yeah, I did a couple of small updates after yesterday. Thank you, Chibble Chatter, for your sub, your 5 months subbed. Thanks for subscribing. I showed this off a little bit last night, and this is a project that I've been working on for several months and showing on Twitter. But I figured I would try to get some work done tonight. I've got a handful of different crochet hooks that I'm going to be using. Anything that fits in this rug canvas will work for this. Oh, my Twitch chat needs to be visible. Sorry, I've got like a little I have my tablet up here and I'm using it to watch everything. So yesterday I had it where it was just like automatically staying on. I'll figure this out. Hold on a second. I don't know how to work anything. Here's my Twitch. And it says I'm live. Here we go. This is a different feed. Now it's showing me the same feed that I was looking at yesterday. I'm still learning how to do all of this, but you guys probably knew that. Okay, so now I can see my chat on my screen. I showed these off yesterday, but these are my felted mushrooms that I created. So some of these will probably get attached, but for the most part, I'm going to be working on grass tonight. What gave me the idea to make this rug? Yay! JR Cobra, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. Welcome. 4 months subbed. Thank you. Thank you for... I'm like always so impressed that anybody decided to say sub to me like during the time that I was not streaming. I'm just like, wow, thanks. So yeah, this is my pre-cut yarn. I basically got a bunch of different greens and browns and earthy tones, and then just like cut a bunch of short strips ahead of time. And so now I have like a grab bag of random grass colors that I'm going to be using to apply to this. So these rugs, the person who asked me what gave me the idea to do this, I mean, it's sort of like, it's been done before. I mean, I didn't completely come up with it. I found pictures of similar types of items online. I mean, everyone is very unique because they're all made, you know, freehand by whatever artist and with a different vision. Bethany Powers! Oh, thank you, Bethany, for gifting a sub to Jan. That's really nice. Jan's here all the time, too, so thank you, both of you, for coming and being part of my stream. Otherwise, yeah, so I'm just gonna start hooking these colors on, and yes, that is the correct verb, is hooking, which is like a really common crochet joke. If you ever go to like a knitting circle, you get to hear middle-aged ladies make little jokes to each other about hooking together, which is really delightful. Alright, I'm gonna swap my camera to to let you be able to see primarily my green rug. I think I might actually add some more lights to the overhead camera bar too, and hopefully get this a little bit brighter in the future, but you know, one thing at a time. I'll slowly improve this stream, I promise. So, using a crochet hook, I'm just going to continue along. I showed this off yesterday, but for anybody who's new today, you basically work your crochet hook into one of the little squares in the mesh. With a folded over piece of yarn, you add it into your little hook, and then you pull it through. And so now my loop is around here, and I've got both hands, both tails in my hand, and you pull it through itself to make a knot. So this is the same process. Bradamus Rex, thank you for the Twitch sub, Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate that. So this is the same process that you would use a latch hook for, except I'm just not using a latch hook because it's harder to get in between the little holes in the grid of the rug. So instead I'm just using a crochet hook to do the same job. Someone asked me on Twitter months ago, they were like, why are you using crochet hook instead of a latch hook? And I was just like, well, I mean, it's basically like the same thing, except that the latch hook has training wheels, which is I'm sure I have my latch hook. I wonder if it's on my little crochet hook bag, and I can show it to you. Which, I don't mean that in like a dismissive way. If you want to use a latch hook instead of a crochet hook, then that's just going to make, like with training wheels, like you have less risk and less to lose with a latch hook. But it's also not necessary once you get the hang of it, once you're familiar with it. I don't see my latch hook here. I think I just put it away somewhere. Lorelei Snark is asking if you could use your hands instead of a crochet hook or latch hook. I mean, theoretically, I feel like that would be very difficult to get the yarn through. Theoretically, you can use whatever in the world works for you. You could use a piece of wire with a hooked end. I would say that a tool definitely helps. It's definitely going to make it faster and easier, but I think it's a kind of thing where you find a tool that works for you, and as long as you can keep accomplishing the task, that it's just a matter of preference. But yeah, this type of rug making is very old, traditional rug manufacturing process, I guess. You want to get back into crocheting? You should. Oh, that's right. There was a Humble bundle today that had ebooks for crocheting and knitting and crafting. Somebody shared that in the Discord. So, I also, fixed the links in my info box down below this chat, which was something that I had messed up yesterday. But those links are correct now. You can click on the Join the Forest Dwellers Discord image, and that will take you to our Discord group where people are sharing all kinds of crafts that they have been working on. And if you're watching this and sitting at home working on your own craft, whatever it is, you should join the Discord and then share it there and get a chance to interact with the rest of the community of crafts people that join us here in these streams. So how do I do the braided parts? These strands over here are just like long strands of crochet. Actually, I have one right here that's not fully attached. This is one of them. It's just a row of single crochet. There's really nothing special to it. That'd be kind of fun if I attached them in loops, to have a loop sticking out. But I wanted to make the appearance of different types of like plants and plant life on the rug itself. So we'll see how that develops. That's why, that's where the mushrooms came from, wanting to just create more variety in the surface texture and have different types of plants and fungi, I guess, technically, and some like fake moss and stuff as well. But with this kind of project, it's really just all about variety, as well as personal preference of doing just kind of whatever you feel like doing. There's not really a wrong answer. It's just a matter of taste and putting it together however you feel like it. Yeah, you definitely get the hang of it. Broken Batwings is saying it's easy to use crochet needles for this, and I agree. I'm kind of, I don't know, I mean, obviously I've been doing this for a while. It just, in terms of like this project, is, I don't know how many hours of work already, but I've just been kind of working on it intermittently, and it's definitely the type of project that once you learn how to attach the yarn, you can just do it kind of mindlessly. Keep going for hours while you watch TV or a movie or something, and so that's how I ended up making this much progress. So I'm just choosing colors. There's sort of a system to it, as you can see. I've got like more dark colors in this area and more of like the brown tones over here, but it's also just kind of random. I'm just sort of like letting them blend into each other and trying to create a sort of sense of life and I don't know what you'd call it. Organization, I suppose, but like a sort of organic organization, not something that's too stiff. Let's see. Any cosplay plans for 2020? I do. I am going to be going to at least one convention this year that I have lined up already. It hasn't been announced yet, so I need to wait a little bit before I fill you all in the details. But I do have a convention that I'll be appearing at this year as a guest coming up. And for that con, I'll need to do at least 2 new costumes. So that's like, I'm contractually obligated for 2020 to make at least 2 new cosplays. Other than that, we'll see. It depends on how much time I decide to devote to that compared to other projects, but I might end up doing some of that costume work on stream, and we'll see how that goes. Organicization. Thank you very much. That's a good word. Good title for it. Am I still thinking of doing the bean cosplay? Actually, yes. That's one that is like largely finished. I started making the tunic. I completely made the leggings. I started on the wig. I got a wig and then I started doing a ventilated hairline. Oh, this yarn is way too thick for this crochet hook. I'm gonna like pull it through bit by bit, which is not how you're supposed to do it, but you know what, whatever. There we go. Yes, I will be adding streams to YouTube. That reminds me, I went ahead and exported the one from last night, but I haven't made it public yet, so I'll need to do that. But yes, I will continue to archive all of my streams here on YouTube so that anybody who doesn't get to watch live can always go back. And of course you can do that on Twitch as well, which is nice because it will show you the chat that will like replay alongside the video. But yeah, Princess Bean is a costume that I'd like to finish in 2020. I really liked season 2 of Disenchantment as well. Although it kind of went off the deep end there by the end. Well, thank you, Chickadee Days, for checking in and watching any, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch. I appreciate the views and the interaction. But yeah, otherwise, I'm not entirely certain which costumes I'll make this year. Probably some more elf stuff. You know, I like dressing up like an elf. So there's always that. I also would really like to do a Saria from Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda. So that one is like on my list. It's on my radar as something that I think would be really fun and relatively simple in terms of construction, that I would love to just add to my Zelda costume collection. Hi there, Conversate, welcome. But yeah, I'm really glad that I went through with last night's stream, and we'll hopefully have an easier time just kind of like casually getting going with streams again in the future. I have all these projects that I want to keep working on and I want to keep sharing with the world. So if you didn't see last night's stream, that's where I was talking a lot about like kind of what I have planned next and where I'm going as an artist. But yeah, I want to just keep making cool, organic, earthy art and stuff that celebrates nature and stuff that makes my environment feel more comfortable and welcoming, because that's what I really value right now, is just trying to create a safe home for myself. And so that's what I've been working on for these past 6 months or however long. If I need deer antlers, I mean, heck yes, send me all the deer antlers, Revival Jan, I'll take them. I'll turn them into cool headdresses. This one's like really short, I don't like that one. Yeah, I also had a couple of cosplays like in mind or lined up back before I got derailed from a lot of my artistic plans last year. So another one I was interested in working on was Garnet from Final Fantasy IX. I'm not promising to make any of these right away or ever really, but that's something that I would love to make for myself. So that's one that's on my radar. And also just like more versions of Zelda, because come on, I could always have more Zelda cosplays. It's getting harder to see over my grass. It's okay. Yeah, Final Fantasy IX was always my favorite one. Dagger, I guess, is her preferred name, her chosen name in that game. But I would really love to do a Dagger costume. Probably the short hair version, because that's just more comfortable and practical to wear. Thanks, Jan. Send them to my P.O. box. I'll take your antlers. Yeah, I guess it's been a while since I've like openly talked about anything cosplay related, because I just haven't been focusing on it. Like, I still enjoy cosplay. I just haven't had the time or the energy to devote to it. So it's kind of fallen by the wayside compared to some of my other hobbies, but I mean, I'm definitely not done with cosplay. I'm just taking a little break, I guess. It's not like it's not an official break. I'll just get back to it when I feel like it. Learer123, you should definitely pick back up your learning attempts. If there's something creative that you feel like doing, don't hold yourself back. Just get in there and do it. So these are I'm using yarn of all types, and some of it is like too thick and some of it is too thin. And I think I'm going to separate out, or too short. These strands I cut too short because they like stretched. I'm going to take out some of my clumpy strands. I'm sure I can do something else with this, like tie them in a bundle and make them look like some other kind of plant. But I'm just kind of sorting through my grass right now. Hey, Feathered Fairy, thank you. I'm so glad to be back. I feel like more alive again. And Broken Batwings, I'm so glad to hear that you have been inspired to do more crafty stuff. That's what it's all about. That's the goal anyway. Alright. I'll use these. I'm gonna make my stool a little bit taller. I haven't seen Aries recently. I think he's upstairs napping. It's about his nap time, so I'm sure that he'll come visit at some point when he wakes up. But I made a little stream highlight from yesterday. I was so charmed by his appearance, and yeah, he's a good boy. He knows how to ham it up for the camera. Hey there, Puina. Hey, Robbie Bobby Miller. I like a good chill stream too. I feel like the streams that I want to do on this are really probably good for like background noise when you're doing your own work. Or also feeling like you're at like some sort of crafting circle where you're hanging out with people who have similar interests and they're also working on whatever their thing is. Yes, Aries is so photogenic. He puts me to shame. He looks so much better. What can I do? He's the true beauty. Zippity Zoot, it's so easy. Anybody could do this. You can start making your own forest rug at home today. Silex Studios always doing their own crafts during the streams. I really like that. I like feeling like it's a sort of crafting group of people who come together. That's one thing I've been really loving about the Discord community. Is just getting to see other people checking in with their projects. Anything forest or nature related is for sure welcome there. Anything magical, fantastical. But yeah, this type of project is pretty time consuming. It takes a long time to fill up this whole grid. So I have actually no idea how many hours I've spent on this so far, but I'm sure it's going to be many, many more. And maybe if I'm streaming it, I'll be able to keep track, although maybe that's information I don't want to know. And yes, it's definitely going to be a soft rug. I was thinking about using it in a photo shoot area so that I can like sit on it and stuff. Have Aries sit on it. He needs to start doing his own modeling sessions for me. So yeah, I've just been doing random work today. I went and took all of my current Forest Girl clothing orders out to the post office, so that stuff is shipped. And what else? I did some candle making earlier today. I'm working on some like specialty candles that have interesting new designs. I've been working with different molds to try to make cool new shapes and features for the candles, so those are continuing to evolve and change and hopefully will look pretty cool. Is the shape going to be freeform, asks Prina? Yes. Am I going to fill the entire mat? I'm going to like mostly fill it, but with a freeform outline. So it's not going to be filled like flush to the edges. It'll have like a rounded shape, but it's going to like take up most of the rug itself. And at some point I'll unfold it because this is like folded on itself. I've got a couple of layers in here. So it's kind of folded up to be able to maneuver it for the moment, but I'll keep adjusting that. Oh, my water is going to end up getting spilled over here. Okay, good. Silex Studio is talking about a local shop that allows like crafting, a cross-stitch shop, and they have a big round table in the middle where they encourage everybody to come and work. That's really nice. I want to find another in-person community like that, because I used to live near a yarn shop that did a knitting night, and I really liked going to that, but I moved and now it's really far away. But yeah, I feel like this stream, I would love to kind of create that same vibe. Maybe I'll have an actual knitting night. I was going to suggest some things like that because I know that there's a lot of crafts people who watch these, and I know there's a lot of people who do crochet and knitting. Technically, I just do crochet. I don't technically knit, but I would call it knitting night because alliteration, duh. But that's one idea that I've had for streaming schedules, to have like one day of the week that would be a designated knitting / crochet night, with the intention of like, if you're also a crochet or a fiber artist, you would be encouraged to sit and pull out your crochet or your knitting, your project that night. But I mean, honestly, you could do that any night too. But, you know, it's organized. It's you get that group energy of just knowing that you're combining your powers with all of the other crochet and knitting artists across Twitch and across the internet. And hello, Space Frostbite, welcome. Some of these are like just scraps of yarn that I threw in here that aren't cut to the right length. That's right, with our powers combined, we will be the ultimate knitter. But yeah, that's one idea that's on my mind. I'll let you guys know when I feel like it's a knitting night. I've kind of gradually over time figured out which yarns have the best like size and like texture, I guess, for this project. So I'll probably like I guess be a little bit more selective. I want to have like less of this dark brown and more greens. But that's part of the beauty of a project like this, where you're just learning as you go and you're just like making decisions on the fly and figuring out what suits your artistic needs or desires. And you don't always like know before you start, but you start to figure it out as the project progresses, and that for me is one of the most satisfying things about completing something. Yes, I learned how to crochet from YouTube. Quina was just recommending to start looking for resources there, and I definitely agree. I learned how to crochet on YouTube, and that was just because I was falling in love with all of these different like crochet art pieces that I saw online, and I was like, I need to learn how to make that. And so I started collecting yarns, which I get like everything in my life from thrift stores, but especially yarn. I don't want to pay full price for yarn anymore, unless it's like fancy yarn. But I started collecting yarn in different colors and stuff, and that was around the time that I decided to start making this forest rug. I was like, well, now I need every green yarn. And just started collecting them like crazy. But hey, it paid off because I have a cool project to use them all on, and they will eventually get used up. Okay, so these are kind of my more preferred colors for this section, because I wasn't using any of the dark greens or dark browns and stuff as much as I thought I would. I think I'm going to continue them over here so there's like a dark patch. But yeah, I'm using the colors in such a way that they sort of like blend into each other, but they're kind of like grouped with similar colors, so that it might look like, you know, different plants mixed together, or different types of grass, or there's a dry spot or whatever. That's the goal. Oh, and then after I attach everything, I've been trimming it too. So when you put all these individual blades on, or individual strands on, they're like different lengths, even if you try to cut them to be similar. So after that, I'll take a pair of scissors or whatever and cut it to be a little bit more standard, and then you can create more variation in the rug that way too. Here we go. Interested? Yeah, you should definitely make one of these. I feel like, I mean, this kind of project is so accessible to people. Like, if you're sitting or watching and basically doing one repetitive motion, you know, technically speaking, this is an extremely easy thing to do. There's no like difficulty level in just learning how to attach yarn to a rug. What do you call it? Latch hook canvas. Rug canvas is, I think, the name of this material. So it requires almost no skill. It's just a matter of like taste. It's a matter of you know, deciding where you're going to put each color, what kind of shape things are going to take. But for that reason, I feel like this is a really good craft to help get you into a creative mindset, I guess. Get those creative juices flowing. Do I like to shop at yarn for specific... You Love Lucy is back! Oh, and been sub for 27 months. Thank you, Lucy. So nice to see you again. Thanks for saying hi to me at DragonCon. By the way, I remember you coming up to me while I was walking around in the elf procession, but at that moment, I didn't realize it was you. It was, you like tweeted at me later. It was like, hey, that was me. And I was very pleased to realize that it was you. So thank you for coming and giving me a moving side hug as I continued through the elf procession. But I really appreciated seeing you. Yeah, Chickadee... Oh, sorry. Let me go back to Puina's question about where I get yarn. I get most of my yarn at thrift stores because it's really cheap there. It's interesting. You can find like the remainder of other people's projects if they like slowly abandon things that they realize that they're never going to finish and just drop it off at the thrift store. So that's kind of sad. But you can also get some really nice yarn there at a really steep discount because it's not a craft store. And so although it is just odds and ends, you can sometimes find some really nice stuff that other people have abandoned. And for a project like this where I wanted to just collect as much variety of green yarn really as cheaply as possible and just have a lot of options to go through, yeah, that was definitely where I started with my materials collection. Otherwise, I will occasionally buy, I would like sometimes buy nice yarns from that one yarn shop that I used to go to the knitting night at, but that was like more of, well, if I want something really specific, then I'll buy this particular fancy yarn. It's like a certain color and a certain material. But those get really expensive. Yarn prices vary a lot, but for yarns that I'm using for this, I paid anywhere between like $1 to $5 per bundle of yarn, I guess. And if you go into a yarn store and buy something brand new, you're going to pay a lot more than that. Some of the discounted yarn that I bought was like $15 a skein, and that was discounted from the original like $30 a skein price. And when you need a bunch of them to make something large, then it adds up very, very quickly. But the cool thing about this project is that I'm mixing and matching yarn colors, so I can really choose to use whatever colors I feel like. But I only need a small amount of each kind because it's a big blend. Or like, so if I run out of a particular type of yarn, it's no big deal because I'm using like 20 different types of yarn right here. And like, yeah, it doesn't have to be uniform. So this type of project in particular is a good way of like using up small amounts of old leftovers and things like that. Okay, so Chickadee, I think it was asking about how I did the smoother brown part. And yes, this is also crocheted, where this is literally just like crocheted in a line. And it kind of zigzags back and forth. I'll show that at another point sometime soon, I'm sure. And Travelsome is here. Welcome, Travelsome. Yeah, I would imagine this rug is going to look nice in my photo area next to the flower wall. Flower wall and forest rug, where it's just like a wall covered in flowers, and then beneath that is a rug covered in grass. Bruh, there's a flower wall? Oh, hell yes, there's a flower wall. Yeah, the flower wall was like a photography project that I was working on a year or two ago. And there's pictures on my Twitter somewhere. There's pictures on my... No, I need to finish my tutorial and put it on my website. It's not up yet, but it will be. I'm going to do like a whole patch of this dark brown and just see how that goes. I'm going to do it right in this one area. Yeah, and then blend it out from there. But yeah, I think that my flower wall will be the perfect place to set this forest rug so that I can just have all of the fake nature and turn my whole house into a big fake forest, ideally. Zippity Zoot, I'll post some photos of that in the Discord later, if I remember. Heck yes, Travelsome, these are crochet hooks. You can use it for crochet or you can use it for rug making. But I'm just using the hook to thread my yarn through this rug mat and turn it into a beautiful forest rug. At least I hope it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. You can decide for yourself. What's the theme for the ceiling gonna be? That's a good question. I'll have to come up with a way to make some fake clouds, I guess. I'll have big puff balls with lights in them hanging from the ceiling. Probably not, but that would be cool. I think that would look nice. I'm gonna get some more yarn out. I'm just gonna get it all out. We'll see how much we can go through in this one stream. You didn't expect a good answer? Neither did I. Oh, Puina! Thank you! Puina just shared in the chat a link to the flower wall pictures that I posted on Twitter. So you can click that link and check it out. That was one of my previous projects that they all just kind of blend together. Like, most of the things I make are somehow like fit together into a big forest in my house. So yeah, I'm just gonna sort through this a little bit because I ended up mixing up a bunch of yarn that I don't necessarily want to use all types. So I'm just gonna pull out the most useful ones for now. Do I have? Sorry, give me just a second. I want to check my channel. Here we go. Okay, so it turns out that my Spotify isn't showing up on my... Alright, I'm like talking to myself. My Spotify is supposed to be hooked up to display the song that's playing, but it doesn't seem like that feature is working as it's supposed to be integrated in like the info box under the stream. So because of that, I'll probably switch back to listening to regular Radio Cutman. In fact, I can do that right now. Since it's already not showing from Spotify, I'm gonna switch back to regular Radio Cutman because that is what I like. DJ Cutman! Here we go. Back to Radio Cutman since my attempt with Spotify ended up not really doing anything. Oh, Indie Hannah Jones! Thank you! Okay. This is the Hitano Village theme, which, oh, I haven't played Breath of the Wild recently. It's been like a week or two since I've been active in that game. But I was doing a Breath of the Wild, like, replay not too long ago. Or just over the last few months, I've been enjoying my replay, which I'm really, really glad that I restarted that game, because that has been a lovely way to unwind and kind of reconnect with things that I enjoy as well. Apelka Sharks, we'll see you later. The Breath of the Wild sequel? Yes, I'm super excited about that. Maybe I'll cosplay as that version of Zelda. That would be another good one that's nice and relevant for the coming release date. I honestly don't know when the release date is for that, though. Is that sometime this year? I hope. I'll be really happy if it is. Space Frostbite is saying that the chat and the rug is so inspiring. Well, that's what it's all about, man. Go make something crafty. Go post in the Discord about the crafty things that you're making. Oh, I think my desktop audio got a little bit louder. You guys let me know if the audio balancing is still decent, since I don't have a feedback person anymore. Yeah, let me know if the background music is too loud or if my mic needs to be adjusted, then I can make changes. But yeah, feels good to just be streaming again. A villager cosplay would be cute and easy from Animal Crossing. That would be very cute and easy. You should do it. Space Frostbite. And yeah, I really love Zelda with her short hair. I feel like that's so much more practical. At least as a cosplayer, I'm like, oh, short hair, great. That's great. She's gonna have such an easier time moving around. And so will I when I cosplay her. Yeah, nothing like making all the video game costumes to finally get a reality check for like what is and isn't easy to walk around in. I would love to see Zelda use the Master Sword. That would be pretty amazing. I feel like I've already done some nice progress on this stream because I started really close down to here, so I've got a good little chunk added just from this stream. I guess the stream is going to make me be more diligent about working on this project so that I can finally someday eventually have a forest rug. I started making this and someone was like, oh, are you going to sell those? And I was just like, there is no way it would ever be worth it. If you want to pay me $1,000 for one little rug, then maybe. But otherwise, there's just like no way that the time that goes into this would be worth it. I guess I'm gonna keep going with this brown area. Kimmy Face, thank you so much. Saying it looks good so far. I appreciate it. I'm really just excited to be seeing some progress and be working on another fun thing. So this stream that we're listening to now is the DJ Cutman stream on YouTube. If you want to find the music, it is entirely it's one of those like non-stop radio station streams on YouTube. So just, actually you can go to DJ Cutman, or sorry, radiocutman.com will take you straight to the stream. So, if you're digging the tunes that we listen to here, that's where you can find them. Have I seen the cloth stone rugs on Etsy? Probably not like a particular rug that you're talking about, but I've seen a variety of rugs made in a similar like natural style. And I do have a couple little like fake rocks in here that are made out of wool, so I don't know if that's along the same lines as what you're talking about, but maybe. Sometimes I like change my mind about what color or placement I want on these as I'm going. And there's no wrong answer, it's just, what do I feel like? Yeah, it's already grown quite a bit because it was all the way back here. So yay, we have several square inches for the past hour of work. Yay! What's up, Peptito 5000? Thanks, guys. Yeah, if anybody here in our chat tonight is working on an art project, tell us about it. And then maybe share your photos in our Discord if you so desire. How did I attach the rocks? I attached them through felting, which I'm sure I will demonstrate before too long. Tonight I'm probably going to mostly be doing these grass strands, I guess you would call them. But as I continue with any sort of progress on this forest rug, I will definitely show you the felting process. But it's basically the same way that I made them, is by forming the shape out of loose felt fiber. That same method that I used to make them, I used to attach them. So once you learn about felting, you can just apply it straight to the rug. Bullet journaling? Yeah, I think that can count. There's a felting channel on Discord. That's right. Artful Jackalope is like our resident felting expert who has a bunch of really cool insight to share. I need to get more different types of needles like what you were talking about on the Discord channel, because I honestly did not know all of the different types. And the way that you talk about being able to tell which one you're holding just by the way that it feels in the felt is pretty cool. So I'll have to get my skills up. Learer, 123, thank you for your sub with Twitch Prime. I appreciate that. Alright, so I'm getting kind of closer to the edge on this side. I'm gonna have to decide what shape this is gonna take while I keep working. That's pretty exciting. All right. I'm trying to decide if I want to get any other yarn colors, but I think I'll keep working with what I've already cut so far. And we'll find out if I need more yarn before the end of the stream. Oh, 3D pen sounds really cool. Travelsome's talking about working with a 3D pen. I'm jealous. We had one of those at the like maker station, maker studio at my college. They had 3D printers of different types, and then also a 3D printing pen. It was really nice. So I kind of like played around with it, but I don't know. It's like a really cool type of material, but I feel like you have to have a pretty clear idea of what you want to do with it to like make anything useful, which certainly you can. I don't know what I would do with it. I would have to have one and play around with it probably before I could come up with something. Here's another one of my little crocheted strands. I'll set that aside. I think I might get more colors of green specifically because I'm like pulling out some of my less desirable yarn, and I feel like I'll end up running out of green options. But one thing at a time. I'll stitch for a while longer before I decide to cut any more grass. Just cutting grass. Thanks, Alley Cat Cosplay. Elf away. I'm trying. Alright. Yes, I'm still going with the dark colors. That's what we decided. I'm eventually gonna have to put like an edge on this rug, and I honestly don't know. I'll have to figure out what my method is gonna be for that. I know I can just hand stitch something around it, or use my heavy duty machine back there. So I will certainly have a solution. I'm just not sure what it's gonna be yet. Heck yes, Radio Cut Man has some of the best jams. I've always been a big fan of this station. Thank you, Dino Maid, for the new sub, saying, I'm excited to see your streams again. I love the low-key vibes and craft nights. Thank you. Keep being awesome, says Dino Maid. I really appreciate that, Dino Maid. Thanks for being here, and thank you for subscribing. I am doing my best to kind of like reset my like mindset when it comes to streaming. Because yes, I definitely want to keep those chill vibes as well. And I definitely want to use this as a way to inspire me to just make regular progress on my stuff. So I'm hoping that will help me overcome some of my streaming anxiety. But thank you guys for showing up and supporting me, because that helps a lot. I feel like this is already a good positive step for my mental health, is to just be a little bit more visible in interacting with people and in my online community. But yeah, thank you guys for participating and helping me remember that I'm not alone. Stuff has been pretty good overall. I've been experimenting with a lot of new art and like craft forms. So that keeps me busy, and I don't know, I hope to develop something over time that I can be proud of, that will be something stable. We'll see how stuff goes, but I'm not giving up. I'm gonna keep working hard for my art and my dreams. Zelda Guru wants me to give Aries some big loving from you. I'll let him know that you've sent all of the loves. So yeah, I'm kind of grouping the colors in a way that, I don't know, visually makes sense to me. But still trying to have some variety in there so that it's not too uniform. Oh, YouTubara, thank you for coming back to the streams. It's nice to have you here. I'm like so charmed that so many people from the streams that I used to do are still sticking around or coming back. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I feel like I've really dropped the ball on going through with a lot of things that I had wanted for myself, that I just struggled to, like streaming, I've just struggled to continue and stay active during a period of my life that was full of upheaval. So it's hard to not like beat myself up over it and feel like, oh, I should be streaming. I should have been streaming months ago. And that's definitely been something that's been on my mind. But hey, what can you do besides just move forward and keep trying? So that's where we're at. But yeah, I'm seeing familiar faces here in the chat is like really cheering me up, because it's like nice to feel like I haven't been completely forgotten on the internet, I guess. Aries is super handsome. He just like naturally looks like royalty. It's completely out of my hands. It's not my doing. He's just so good. But yeah, during my time where I was planning my return to the internet, I guess, I kept kind of like psyching myself out by, worrying too much over it in my head. So I was like, you know what, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I do some sort of like event when I return. It's more about building good habits and consistency, because, like, all that matters in the end is that I gain the diligence and the kind of like consistency that I'm trying to fully teach myself as an artist, which is really hard, to hold yourself accountable all the time to putting in lots of work, but you gotta do it if you want to live that art life, I guess. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, it's been really wonderful to return to all of my crafting friends, especially on Discord, and now here in the stream chats where I have familiar faces who are crafting alongside me and working on fun stuff. I am never going to take that for granted, so thank you for being here. Nintendo Fan Forever says it's their first stream. Well, thank you for showing up. I appreciate having you here. Alright, we're kind of doing another color shift up here. I'm going to start getting back to more of the green tones. I guess I've done a good bit overall so far. Nice. You're gonna craft a snack for the stream? Aw, thank you. Hey, Sentaru. I love you too. If I could live anywhere in the world, probably right here. Oh, Lyre, thank you so much. Lyra. I hope I don't mispronounce your name. Thank you so much. They just posted a message, yeah, encouraging me for taking my time. Yeah, I really appreciate that encouragement. There's still a lot of undecided factors in my life right now, but one thing that I have decided for myself is that I'm not going to give up on my dreams and my skills and my desires, which is just to, like, literally all I want from life right now is to just feel safe and stable for a while. And so I still have to figure out how to achieve that, but I am not giving up on it, and I'm working really hard to build the kind of environment and life that I want for myself, and that's something that, you know, we all have to do for ourselves. So I am really proud of how much progress I've made becoming a more independent person over the last year or so. I've always struggled with codependency during the time that I was in a relationship, so it'll probably be a long time before I'm in another relationship, and I'm okay with that. As much as I often look around my house and feel like I wish that I had somebody here to share my life with, I still, like, you know, I feel that, but at the same time I'm also like, this is my space that I made for myself, that I'm taking care of by myself. And there is something really empowering about that. And yeah, I've got Aries to keep me company, which he does a really good job. But I think that achieving that sense of independence is much more important to me right now than trying to find a person to get to know again. So I'm biding my time and keeping to myself for a while, but I hope that in the long run that will be worth it. Thank you, Zelda Guru. Thanks, Summer Lilac. Oh, welcome back, Summer Lilac. You made it. I'm pretty sure you're the same person I was talking to on Twitter. I need to make sure that I remember everyone's screen names, but I do my best. Puina says, sometimes you just need to be in a relationship with yourself before you can be in one with someone else. That's definitely where I'm at right now. I can't date right now, even if I wanted to. That was something that I also discovered, was just like feeling like I don't mentally feel safe with other people right now. And so it is very, very difficult for me to function normally in any type of relationship. I very briefly tried to like see someone, was talking to somebody, but I basically just like couldn't handle the anxiety that came with that. And so I had to say like, hey, I'm not capable of doing this, which kind of sucked, but it's really important to figure that out about yourself and figure out what you need before you mess with somebody else, because we're all in our own situations, you know, dealing with our own anxieties and difficult problems. And so right now I can't can't ask anybody else to come on that ride with me. What is Gucci Ghost says, yeah, we only care about ourselves in 2020. Maybe that's a little bit of a harsh way of saying it, but I think that loving yourself 2020 is maybe a better way of phrasing that same kind of concept. Self-love 2020. Self-care 2020. But yeah, I have been dating myself, I guess you could say. Learning how to cook new things, cooking for myself. I don't really do a lot of like, I don't really give myself a lot of treats for like enjoyment. I have my daily coffee. Maybe I should take myself out on a nice date. Cooking stream when? Never. I will never do... Well, okay, I'll never say never. But I have no plans on ever doing a cooking stream for you guys because I have no cooking skill. Just because I said I'm trying does not mean I have anything worth showing. And I will not mislead you on that. I'm not a cook. Sorry. Aries is the only man you need. Aries is the only man I need. He's very warm. He doesn't take up too much space in my bed, which is big factor. He's a wonderful companion, but he wouldn't make a very good boyfriend. Cook some toast. I need to get one of those like vanity toasters that like puts a little design on your toast when it comes out. Wonder if they have one that's like elf themed. Can I get one that like prints adorable little leaves onto my toast? Help improve my cooking skills with cooking YouTubers? That's a really good idea, actually. I should watch some Gordon Ramsay YouTube. Yeah, cooking for one is very tiresome, but you know, I'll get the hang eventually. I already do a lot better just in terms of like eating more at home. Is a huge improvement I've made in the last year, because back when I was married we would just eat out for like practically every meal. It was pretty bad because we could, and now I don't live that way anymore. So yeah, I've already improved my diet by quite a bit, just choosing healthier options most of the time. And also when you're just not eating out as much, you don't get nearly as much, you know, butter and sugar and all over your food, unless you're adding it yourself, which unfortunately I'm not. Maybe my cooking would be better if I just added butter and sugar to everything. But you know what? That's been a positive improvement in my life. That's what I was trying to say, which is that now I tend to eat healthier foods. I eat a lot of like rice and veggies. So really simple meals, but hey, it's better than cheeseburgers and tacos all the time. Although I do love my tacos. I feel like most of the cooking channels or like cooking content online is already geared toward people who understand cooking a lot more than me. So whenever I'm like, let me Google some recipes, I always like immediately feel like an idiot when I go to somebody's like expert cooking blog and they're like, here's a billion things that you would know if you already knew how to cook. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. I need like a remedial cooking blog for people who are like the absolute bare minimum abilities. Where it's like, just assume that I'm a complete idiot and then start there. Be like, this is like the very most basic steps that you can take to make your food suck less. And that's the kind of cooking blog that I need. Yeah, I have like I use a rice cooker and whatever I can make in my rice cooker, I will. I'll have like normal jasmine rice, but then I'll also have like those rice packets that come in different flavors and stuff. And I will add that to my rice cooker, which is a really nice cheat. And it also has one of those steaming compartments, but it's not one of the fancy instant pots. So, you know, I just have my more affordable baby rice cooker. So yeah, maybe you guys can, if you're watching this right now and you feel bad for my terrible cooking abilities, you can help me out by leaving me a suggestion in the food section of the Discord channel or the Discord server. Go to the Discord server, click on the food channel, and leave me a suggestion for how to make my cooking suck less in 2020. And what should I add to my jasmine rice to jazz up my jasmine? Let me know. Oh, space frostbite? Just fuck me up then. Tag me in that food channel and be like, here you go, this is what you asked for. Get good. Now there's all kinds of cooking chat going on. Oh wow, look at how much grass I've added. Not bad. It was down to like here when I started this stream, I think. I don't know. I guess I could check back, compare the video from the beginning of the stream to the end of the stream, and then congratulate myself on how much grass I added. Oh my gosh. Okay, Space Frostbite says that they're actually updating the Discord right now in the food channel, so I will also follow through after the stream ends. I'll meet you in the Discord and check out your food posts and try to get good. Alright, Puina, go enjoy your dinner now that we're all talking about food nonstop. There's selfie toasters? What does that mean? I'm just checking out the chat here. I don't know what is a selfie toaster? What makes it a selfie? Does it put your own face on it? Do you like load up a selfie and then you just make the most narcissistic toast imaginable? Where you just toast yourself? Boaster, said Zippy Toast. Thank you. Thank you for your input. Yes, you take a picture and the toaster puts the image on it. Oh my gosh. That sounds like the most unnecessary thing that I've ever heard, and yes, I will do it with a picture of Aries. I will make Aries toast. Cat toast, cat toast! I'm not gonna waste my money on a selfie toaster, but if somebody wants to see me make Aries toast in a stream, you can provide that. Which I will otherwise not be doing. But that sounds like a really great gimmick, is the selfie toaster. That would be cute for when you're like bringing breakfast in bed to like your lover and you show them, but it's just toast of yourself and you're like, hey baby, I brought you some toast. You just serve them your own face. I'm sure there's a sexual joke in there somewhere that's eluding me, but you know. I think that one's a little bit of a low-hanging fruit. Mr. Gucci Ghost. Mr. Miss they them Gucci Ghost. Sorry, I shouldn't be making any sort of gendered statements when I don't know most of your genders, but you can always correct me if I say the wrong thing. Also, we have that option in Discord where you can select your gender pronouns, and then have them like visible on your account, so that people will know who they're talking to, which is pretty nice. But yeah, there you go. The individual known as the Gucci Ghost. And how the villagers give you pictures of themselves in Animal Crossing. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It does make sense. No, Mr. Karofsky, I know that you're a girl. But yes, I do feel like it's some false advertising. Just kidding. It's fine. Whatever you like. Oh my gosh! The example picture for the selfie toaster has an avocado toasted onto the toast, which is the avocado toast on a new level. And then you have your toast with the image of the avocado toasted onto it, and then add more avocado on top of that to be like the ultimate millennial. I should cosplay Isabelle from Animal Crossing. That would be fun. I don't know if that was aimed at me or somebody else in the chat talking about that stuff, but hell yeah, Isabelle's cute. Toast, toast. What if you toast a picture of toast onto your toast? That would be like toastception. It's kind of dumb to have a picture of something that you're just going to cover up on your toast. I mean, it's kind of dumb to put a picture of something on your toast to begin with, but that's like the joy of the gimmick, is just that you've come up with something silly that people enjoy, that they're willing to spend $75 on a toaster. Is that what Jan said it cost? So yeah, I'm not currently in that demographic of people who will spend $75 on a toaster, but if that ever changes someday, I'll let you guys know, and then I'll toast you a picture of Aries on stream. The guy who decided to cook bread a second time is a prophet. I like that. Everyone is now like craving toast here in the chat. Which I am not responsible for. You can't blame me for your toast cravings. I have nothing to do with it. Oh, this one's longer. I can put this one in here. You can buy a bread maker for $75. My mom had one of those and was like super into it. She wasn't much of a cook all the time just because she was a single mom and had a lot of stuff going on, but she was really into her bread maker, and so I respect the bread maker because I understand. So, okay, one thing I want to know, since you guys are like looking up this toaster for me, is the image changeable or do you have like one set image for your toaster? Because for a $75 toaster, I would want to be able to do multiple different images. And if they have to like custom make a single toasted image for me, then I'm going to be upset. I say as though I have already spent money on this toaster, when in fact I never will. Can somebody answer this question? My burning toast question. I'm not going to burn the toast, I hope. Someone answer my burning toast question, pretty please, and let me know. For $75, can I change the image in the toaster, or is it a set image one time? The one that Chibble Chatter, I can't read. Chibble Chapper says the one that they looked at was up to 5 images. Alright, I guess that sort of makes sense. Hi Tiffy the Squirrel, welcome, nice to see you. Gucci Ghost, that's awesome. I'm glad you're having fun in the stream, even if you're not a crafts person. Although I always aim to be an enabler and peer pressure other people into doing crafts with me. I also fully support people who are just here to chill and lurk and appreciate the crafts. You guys are always welcome here, so hell yeah. Yeah, my grass is growing really nicely, I think. This is my entire pile of the remaining yarn. Aside from the few colors that I separated out, this pile that's sitting here is like everything that I have pre-cut in terms of green colors. So when I get to the end of that, I don't know, I'm gonna have to go make some more yarn cuttings. Grass clippings. The Nightwing who does stuff is a lurker. Well, I saw you. You've been seen, lurker. That's okay. I'm like a lurker at heart, and I'm not very good at being like an internet person because I don't like being on camera and I don't like being the center of attention most of the time, but I'm just like, alright, well I guess I gotta be on stream if I want to make crafts and be a streamer. Oops. Yeah, I have to like remind myself that I should be interacting more with people on like Discord and stuff. It's like, oh, I made this Discord. I should totally like interact with people here instead of just lurking. Probably shouldn't be a lurker in my own community. So I have to kind of remind myself to participate sometimes, but I'm getting better at it, and I feel like it's been really good for me to just be getting more interaction with people. Putting more effort into that for sure. we can all be a community of lurkers, I'm down. I'm definitely up for that. I am also really loving the Discord. Zippity Zoot, I believe it was you that did the boost for our Discord server too, which thank you so much. I am having a blast with the Discord. I am excited to keep sharing stuff there. I have to share my felted mushrooms, and what else was I going to share there? I talked about it. I know I'm going to go check the food channel after the stream so that I can see all of your food recommendations for how to make my dinner better. Uh-oh, that's right. You did boost that. But yeah, the Discord has been really pleasant. It's been very good it's been a very good atmosphere in terms of just like super friendly people, and a very wholesome community, which I'm very excited about. We haven't had any issues with trolling. It was like one person that came and left some rude reactions, but like that's so mild. Like I don't know, I just figured there'd be more, and I feel like we've been very lucky to have really awesome, really welcoming people who are excited to interact with each other, and very pleasant to get to know. No problem so far. So thank you guys. Thank you to everybody who has participated in an uplifting way on our Discord server. I think it's so far been a really exciting and healthy artistic environment. So heck yes, that is exactly what I want from my internet experience, is just all art all the time, and you know, people hanging out in the forest together. Well, you're welcome to lurk. I don't want to ever make people feel like they have to be very visible to be a valid part of the community. I've definitely been, you know, under the radar in communities that I've really valued over my history on the internet. So there's no shame in joining the community and just sitting back quietly and enjoying it if that's what you want to do. But I would hope that nobody is too afraid to post, because everybody is really nice in the server. And so if you do go ahead and introduce yourself, I'm sure that it will be easy to have pleasant conversations with people with similar interests. So don't be too shy. Alright, well, I'm gonna see if I can use up all this green yarn. It seems like a good goal for this stream right now. Travelsome, thank you for continuing to be a mod for me as well. A lot of I invited my newer mods from Discord to join in the Twitch mods, which thank you guys so much for being here. But if you're part of the Twitch mod team and you haven't already joined the Discord, we would love to have you over there as well, and kind of get everybody into the same chat, I guess. But I really appreciate Travelsome sticking around after all this time. She's been a mod for a long time from my older streams as well, so thanks, Travelsome. Okay. Well, this is a longer piece. I'll try to keep this in here. Oh, thanks, Troublesome, for joining the Discord. Alright, I'll find you in the Discord and add you to our... I'll have to make like a Twitch mod chat channel, but we'll make it happen. But yeah, I'm just going through various steps of getting things set up and trying to get things improved. So I guess now on my to-do list is add more overhead lights directly above this streaming area so that I can get this to be even brighter, because I feel like the difference between my face cam and my overhead cam makes this area look dark. I don't know. But yeah, that's my, some of my plans. I guess my immediate plans for improving the stream. Alright, this is just my little pile of green, and this mat keeps going. This is just a fold. I have so much more space in this direction, but hey, look at how much we've already added in this stream, considering I started on like the other side of this puffball. It's a pretty good amount, especially when you consider that the rug itself is only this large so far. A non-binary alien, welcome! Thanks! Yes, this project is very cozy. This is definitely another like feel-good art project. Oh, I didn't even really fully show it yesterday, but this is my like goodie bag of little crocheted items. Not all of it, but some of it down here. Okay, let me get this stuff out of here. So a lot of these random little crocheted items I made in order to make more 3D elements for this rug. So like I have these weird little curly cues that are going to become a sort of like faux plant. These things, this is really fun. This is another hyperbolic crochet piece, and it creates this like weird worm of just like it's like a never-ending flare that just like folds in and around on itself, and it creates a cool worm shape. So anyway, this is another sort of like textural piece that I want to incorporate into this rug and just create like weird rug, like mossy textures and things. Here's another one that's like in a circle. It's like a ring, but it's like folded back and in on itself a bunch of times. So I don't know. It's all just like bizarre shapes. Oh, I also started making flowers. I'm gonna make a bunch of these of different sizes and colors. And these probably won't be attached to the rug. These are gonna be more for like clothing items, but like a hat with a flower on it, stuff like that. Here's more of that hyperbolic crochet. This one's easier to see. So this is what I'm referring to by hyperbolic crochet, where it's folded in on itself and it creates these weird ridges. It looks almost like some type of plant or a sponge or something. But with this color changing yarn, it becomes a lot more obvious. But yeah, these are really cool, like structural pieces. I want to make a pot of fake plants and flowers that are all just crocheted. Oh, and these bad boys, I made a ton of these curly cues that are like really fun. And this is a shiny yarn too that has a metallic thread in it. And I made a bunch of these. How many did I make? I made this many. Which some of them are kind of long. But yeah, I wanted to make this into some kind of plant, or fake plant. Maybe I'll add the green into that. Hey, thanks, John Target. And yes, Granny J says that this is giving ideas for things to crochet to add to the Ren Fair costume. And yes, that sounds great. You should definitely keep doing that. Crochet your Ren Fair costume, make something crazy. Anyway, I've had so much fun with making these weird little organic 3D pieces. These are all of my different crochet experiments. But yeah, I just want to make a bunch of like fake plants and stick them on a rug. That's what I'm up to. They look kind of like your hair, chickadee days. That sounds cute, actually. Curly cues. How long have I been crocheting for? Only about a year. And thank you for the compliment, but I feel like I have so much more to learn and so much farther to go with crochet because I only make like a small variety of things so far. And I would love to get better. But crochet is something that is really, really easy to work on kind of in bits and pieces here and there. And it's been another great therapy art form for me because if I get really anxious, especially like before I go to bed or after I wake up, but I'm still kind of in that, when you're still in bed and you haven't gotten out yet, but you're not asleep, I use that time sometimes to just sit and crochet for a while because I'm not necessarily like ready to wake up, but I have like those moments where a lot of the time I would just be sitting on my phone or whatever. And so having a crochet project nearby is really great because I can just pick it up, crochet for 10 minutes or an hour or however long I feel like, and kind of mentally get myself going that way of just something really simple that makes me feel like I've already accomplished something for the day, even if it's just a small personal project. So there's another crafting / coping tip that I can offer is if you're struggling with anxiety or you're need something to occupy your hands, is just keep a crochet project nearby, and then hopefully that will inspire you to add just like a tiny bit more productivity to your day, which if you're struggling with depression can make a really big difference. At least for me, it was really, really helpful. Moth and Cat says, damn, I'm just straight vibing with this rug. I appreciate that, because I am vibing with it too, and I've already done so much on this stream. I feel like I've just accomplished more in this stream than I have in several months of letting it sit on my floor and not working on it. But yeah, this is like several months worth of work spaced out where I would like work on it for a day or a couple hours and then move around and do other projects. But I think actually sitting down and just devoting my time to it during a stream like this is going to help me finish it a lot faster. So get ready for more forest rug streams, and then I get to collect all the weird fuzz off of it like this. Yeah, Space Frostbite, I hope that helps you out a little bit, even if it's just, you know, even if it doesn't necessarily, it's a way to like add a little bit of crafting into your life when you don't necessarily have time to like set aside where you're just gonna work on art or whatever. It's like, well, I have my crochet project next to my bed and I can work on it for 5 minutes to 30 minutes before I fall asleep or right after I wake up. And then before you know it, you've got another finished project, and it's just, you know, it felt like it took no time at all because it was just made with the little scraps of time in between doing other things. And so that's something that helped me get productive at a time in my life where I was really struggling to keep making things. All right, I'm starting to like run out of a variety of yarns. Okay, I'm gonna sort this. I still have some of these green yellows, but I felt like they're so yellow that they were really standing out, so I want to mix it in a little bit better. I should cosplay as Ripley from Alien and Ares can be Jonesy. That would be cute. I don't really have any resemblance to her, but, you know, who cares? Whatever. Hey, cutest corgi made it! Yes, this is going to be super comfy when it's done. It already is comfy, which makes it fun to work on because I just work my hands into it. I'm going to get sad once it starts getting dirty as I use it, though. Like, what? I'm going to finish my rug and then throw it on the floor, and then it's just going to start collecting dirt for the rest of its life. Maybe I'll just vacuum it thoroughly and never let people walk on it for photography only. I am Shonic says, I've always been very curious about how these things are made. Well, now you know. Now you don't have to wonder. There's like multiple ways to make a rug, and I would imagine that most these days are not handmade, but this is like an old traditional rug making technique that has existed for centuries. So it's a very, very straightforward craft. Anybody can do this. It just takes time and dedication. And then other than that, I'm just letting my instincts make the decisions. It's like, well, I'll just put each color of yarn or strand of yarn where I feel like it. And eventually something will take form and take shape. Oh, a wall hanging would be really great. Yeah, Space Frostbite was also suggesting that would be a cool way to display this, and I agree. I feel like this, it could be laid on the floor, but it could easily just hang on the wall exactly as is as a finished piece, and that would look really cool. We'll see what I end up doing with it. But I think that, I mean, I know mine will go on the wall, or sorry, will go on the floor, at least for like some photography and stuff. Depends on how large I make it, but I could make it pretty big. I could. Furry wall. That would be interesting. Lyra says that they want to dig out the knitting stuff. Do it. Dig out your knitting stuff. And we'll have a knitting night one of these nights where we all sit around and crochet. And maybe I'll work on my hyperbolic crochet. That would be a really easy thing to teach because it's like one repetitive thing over and over and over again. It's not like you don't have to have a specific pattern or learn to put things together only in a certain way. Hyperbolic crochet is like you make a row and then you add 2 to every stitch forever, repeat. And so it continually expands and never stays the same shape. And you can adjust that. You could say add 2 to the first stitch and 1 to the next stitch, and like create your own formula for like how quickly you expand. But the general principle behind the hyperbolic crochet is that you just continuously expand on every stitch in every row, and that's how you end up with those weird shapes that like fold in on each other. So that would be a really fun one because I could easily explain it to anybody who's watching. I mean, ideally, hopefully it would be easy to understand, but I can at least talk my way through it. And then people who are crocheting at home could either mimic that project or just do their own thing, and that could be really fun. So there's an idea. Does Aries ever scratch up my crafts? No, he does not, because he's very good. Yeah, knit along nights are definitely on my radar. I don't know what day of the week I should do that on. Hell, I guess it doesn't even matter. I just decide what day of the week to do that. But yeah, heck yes. I'm so glad that there's interest in these kinds of things because I'm gonna keep knitting and crocheting. Cutest Corgi says that this is the kind of thing that they would have the best intentions for and then end up dropping. I feel like that's what I kind of did. Like, I worked on this pretty hard for like the first week or so that I came up with it, and I was making a bunch of Twitter posts, and I had like a little thread going. I was like, hey, check out this forest rug. And then I just like stopped for months at a time. But here it is. I'm still going. I'm still gonna get my project done, and you get to see it if you keep tuning in here. You will see my forest rug becoming more of a thing. But yeah, I'm trying to see a lot more of my own projects through to completion and have less unfinished shit sitting around. And so one thing that I hope to do on these streams is grab whatever like half-finished projects are sitting around my house making me feel guilty, and then just make sure that I finish them and have something to share and talk about as well. And because like I'm someone who has a lot of ideas, you know, whether you think they're good ideas or not. I'm constantly coming up with like things that I want to be working on, and I think that if I demonstrate a little bit more consistency, then it will be easier for people to appreciate those things. I hope. We'll see. But yeah, I want to follow through on ideas. Follow through on ideas 2020 is where I'm at right now. Oh my gosh, my pile of green is just dwindling to nothing. I'm gonna end up with a bunch of repeat colors in this section. That's okay. That'll just help me decide what color this section is. Yeah, it's always fun to dabble in the arts as well. It's fine if you don't have to always sign up to make something really big or crazy, but just to practice, just to make art for art's sake. Like, you just do it because it's fun. You just do it because it's beautiful. Zippity Zoot says they've been working on one project for like 10 years. That's okay too. I mean, I bet you're getting good at it. Or at the very least, you know, your ideas probably expanded. Oh my gosh, look at all of this grass coming together. This is pretty exciting. To me, anyway. You don't have to be excited about my grass, but I am. So I've got this project. Another project that I want to work on really soon is my Fairy House Church that I showed off on my stream the other night. Here we go, showing it more in the overhead camera. So I have one more panel of these fake stained glass windows to make. So that's on my radar of like something I want to stream right away as well. So maybe I'll do that one tomorrow or something. I can't promise it'll stream every day, but I'm going to make an attempt to start streaming most days. This is only day one of my like regular crafting streams, so I guess you guys can make fun of me if I bitch out and don't hold to my schedule, but I'm going to attempt to stream at least a little bit most days and see how that gets going, because yeah, I need more consistency and creativity in my life. So this is what I'm doing about it. Oh, bye, Gucci Ghost. Oh, thank you guys who want to see Fairy House streams. I want to see them too. I have so much fun with the fairy houses. I feel like that's where my passion is a lot of the time. So yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll start out with a fairy house stream. I just really wanted to do something relatively mindless tonight. How do I make the fake stained glass? Well, you can tune in tomorrow and see. Just kidding. I use I use a plastic screen to start with, and then gallery glass paints to create the design on top of that. So the butterfly design is just painted onto like a sheet of plastic, basically. And I will demonstrate it live on another stream really soon, maybe tomorrow. See if I can keep that promise. A non-binary alien wants to make a fairy house. You should do it. It's another project where it's like there's no wrong way to do it, but there's a million different possibilities for how you can approach it. They don't require any special skills, just some imagination and willingness to pretend like tiny fairies are living in an inanimate object. So the rug canvas, I got this at Joann's. It was quite some time ago, so I can't promise that they still sell it, but I would imagine that they do, and I've seen the same stuff on Amazon. So, yeah, I started typing up a blog post for this project, and for several of my other projects, in fact, and I haven't published it yet, but that's going to go onto my Atelier Heidi website, and I will... Now I have a renewed interest in doing that since I've been working on my little rug here. Yutsubara's heading out. Good night, Yutsubara. We'll see you next time. But yeah, I think this has been a very good streaming craft because I can just chill and hook. Oh, you're in Canada, so there's no Joann's. But yes, Amazon is also a viable source because I specifically looked it up for that blog post. Needed to find some... Oh, another thing you could try is those grid shelf liners because they are made out of some type of rubber, and so they will grip the floor a little bit better, I think. But you could also use that. I haven't personally used it yet. I should try it out, which maybe I'll do a little experiment for you because I have some of that stuff at home already. But it's that gridded shelf liner that's made out of, not silicone, it's like foamy. The grippy liner stuff. So start with that and try that and see if you can use it. My only concern is that maybe it might be hard to attach things if the holes are too small. I mean, Space Frostbite, why don't you do that experiment? Let us know your results. Go grab your shelf liner and some spare yarn and a crochet hook and let us know if you have success using that as your rug base, because it makes sense to me in my head. Like, you gotta, manually try it out and make sure that it's gonna work for whatever reason, because sometimes stuff just doesn't work out, but it seems like a viable solution in my brain. Maybe the right combination of the size of the yarn and the size of the hook would make it work. Oh, you found your knitting stuff? Now, good job. Now you can join in. Although I don't know how much longer this one will be going, at least for me. Oh yeah, it's a rug. It's like a roll of the rug gripper stuff specifically. That's definitely gonna work. You should definitely use that, and then you already have your supplies. Alright, I've like worked this into almost a square. I'm like running out of color variety. Almost everything I have left is this one color. So I'm like trying to keep doing variations without having too many strands of one particular color next to itself. We'll see how that goes. Yes, I have made a lot of progress since when I started this stream. You can already see that it kind of gets fuzzy on the top from all the cut ends, but that's easy to clean up. Oh my gosh, so much progress. It's pretty exciting. Oops. Oh yeah, still no Aries. I wonder if I can get him to... I mean, he has to make his own choices. That's the thing. I don't want to use him as some sort of internet puppet. He's gonna come down here when he feels like it, and you'll see him when he deigns to show himself. But yeah, I could call to him, but I'll let him rest. He needs his beauty rest. I think that when I start streaming early, because I think I would like to do more daytime streams, being that I'm on the Pacific coast. Most of the country is ahead of me in time zones, and people in Europe obviously are much farther ahead as well. So I think that doing earlier streams would be generally a good idea. I'm going to try to do more daytime stuff throughout the week. So I will probably get his interest earlier in the day because he tends to be more active in the earlier hours, and then towards the evening he just like chills out and becomes a complete vegetable. Yeah, it's like extra cold here in the Pacific Northwest right now, and it really like curbs my productivity because I get so cold that I want to just like hang out in my bedroom and bundle up. But I gotta break that habit. I gotta start staying productive even when it's cold outside, so I'll do my best. Sinkless is hanging out till 3 a.m. Well, thank you for joining us, but yeah, I'm gonna attempt to do more daytime streams, or at the very least have more variety in my streaming times, so if I go live and it's late at night for you, then you'll just be like, oh, whatever, I'll catch her next time. Maybe. Or maybe you'll stay up till 3 a.m. again, and I will welcome that. But yeah, I want to have more options, basically, and make myself a little bit more available so that it's less rare that I go live and more routine, I hope. Cutest Corgi is going on their dinner break. I'm going to end this stream before too long, so you might not still be here. I might not still be here when you get back, but that's okay. I am just coming up on the corner of this section that I've been working on for, man. So when I started the stream, the rug was looking more like this, and I've already added this much just in about 2 hours, which is pretty cool. It's definitely making me excited to keep working on this. Thanks, Space Disco. I really appreciate that. Thank you for hanging out on the stream and coming to say nice things. But yeah, I'm gonna call it quits. It's right at that time. I've been going for over 2 hours, which is nice because it's hard for me to get myself going. I'm gonna keep working my way up so that I'll gradually stream for longer and longer times until I'm more comfortable with everything. But this is my progress for today on the forest rug. Oh, you know what? I gotta show you guys the pom-poms. That'll be for next time. I will show you how I make the pom-poms and attach them, which is what gives this so much more volume. Oh, you know what? I'll show it. Let me switch cameras real quick. So here's my face cam again, but here's how much volume is coming off of those pom-poms and different textures and stuff. So anyway, I'll show more of that next time. For now, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and for those of you who subscribed, and just anybody who came to say hey and enjoy the stream and the crafts. Thank you so much. I will be live again, hopefully tomorrow. And if I'm not working on this, then I'll work on the fairy houses, and we'll get more cool crafts done. And join the Discord. Follow the link in the info section. Join our Discord and come post your crafts, and tune in for more crafting sessions and cool forest crafts. All right. Good night, guys.